Okay. Good day, everybody. Thank you for joining us on yet another episode of the podcast. Today, I have a phenomenal guest with me, and we're going to be having the conversation about the power of proxy farming in Africa. And our guest is Mr. Taiwo Olaonipekun. And I'm just going to read out his bio to you, so that you get to know the person that we're having on the podcast today. Mr. Taiwo is a visionary force in Africa's agri-tech space. He's a dynamic CEO of FarmFixers, an innovative agricultural enterprise transforming farming practice in Nigeria. Since its launch in 2014, Mr. Taiwo has led FarmFixers to the forefront of proxy farming and professional farm management, impacting thousands of farmers, youth, and rural communities with scalable tech driven solutions. Under his leadership, FarmFixers has successfully managed over 1,000 acres of farmland and counting, providing critical farm input, expert-led trainings, and access to premium market channels. Mr. Taiwo's mission is clear: to improve food system, end hunger, and drive agricultural excellence by equipping farmers with tools, knowledge, and opportunity to thrive. More than just farmland management, Mr. Taiwo's work is centered on community empowerment through fair and timely wages, hands on capacity building, and promoting innovative, sustainable farming techniques. It helps lift rural communities out of poverty and one harvest at a time. Taiwo also champions agro-investor success, ensuring strong returns while building a globally recognized brand for innovation, impact, and excellence within agriculture. So, Mr. Taiwo, thank you for joining us today on the session. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate this. I appreciate.
Fantastic. So before we delve right into the conversation, I would like you to explain to our audience what exactly is proxy farming and how did you discover this model as a solution for agricultural challenge in Nigeria?
Okay, all right. Thank you so very much. Okay. Um, Proxy farming is actually farming for you, farming
Mm,
for everyone. All right.
mm,
Because we came to the realization that a lot of people are actually interested in farming, but
true.
because of lack of technical know-how,
Yes.
because of lack of time, all right,
Mm-hmm.
that we saw it as actually like a lacuna, like a gap
Mm,
that is, yeah, that is actually making people draw back. So
yeah.
that was why we actually came up with the model of, okay, let's run an absentee farming so that everyone
Mm,
can actually be involved, in this food security, as we say. But with us, we are looking at food sovereignty. So that's why I want everyone to actually, be a part of it. You can still build your career. You can your 5 to 9 is still in place, but your money is working for you. So you don't have to actually soil your hand, because we are on ground, to do all of these for people. That's actually why, we actually came up with it. That, okay, so much desire about farming, but but people don't have the time, the lack of technical know. So that was actually the major reason we actually came up with absentee farming, which you call, proxy farming.
hmm. Fantastic, fantastic. And it's been over 11 years since you have been on this journey, right? And I believe
Yeah.
that it had its own challenges along the way. So at that time, what were like some of the biggest roadblocks you had to face in terms of like building trust around the proxy farming model?
Okay. That's a very good question, my my sister. Let me call you my sister. The thing is, the major problem we are setting out or taking up, about more than a decade ago, was not believing. The people were not believing us. And the challenge is, if people don't believe you, there will be a problem. You understand? They don't. They are not even talking about farming. What we were talking about was that, can we trust you? Can we believe what you're doing? How long have you been doing it? So they don't even care about the business. It's, your person, our person, they were actually after. You know what I'm saying? So and the when people are saying, can we believe you? That means they don't trust you. And I define trust, with two levels. There are two levels to trust. One level is character based. The other one is skill based. All right. And what I tell people is, a lot of people, they give money to in agriculture, right? Let's narrow it down to agriculture. It's not all of them that actually spend the money lavishly, or let me say, like in local parlance now. Not everyone eats the money, but it's because they don't know their onions. All right. And agriculture is more of practical, than theory. All right. Because now, when we talk about trust, in terms of skill, like, do you know what you're doing? Because some people I remember some time ago that someone wanted to come and plant cucumber in the savannah, Bumosho here, southwestern Nigeria, where we are based. And the guy was advised that, see, there are some crops, when you put them under water stress, it's either they die or they don't germinate, at all. And I'm telling you, about 8 years ago, about 10 million naira, was a whole lot. And this guy lost that money. He invested the money, all right, but because he didn't understand the terrain, he didn't understand what he wanted to do. If now people will tell you that, can I trust you? So they want to know, do you actually know what you're doing? All right. So that was the challenge, which was the major challenge we faced. So it's not everybody you they give money to in agriculture actually eat the money or embezzle the money or spend it lavishly, but because you don't the level of trust of skill is not there. All right. Yeah, we know some people that actually mismanaged funds and all of that. But because that guy did not understand, so he lost out the money. So we had that challenge. That was the major challenge for us. Apart from insecurity, but the major challenge is, have you done it before? Can we trust you with our money? Because a lot of people understand agriculture, they have read so many things about agriculture. They know that if you have not done it before, if you have not soiled your hand before, you may not actually succeed in the venture. Do you understand? So that's the major challenge. Insecurity is part of it. Anyway, when we started out, insecurity was not actually, it wasn't prevalent, back then. But yeah, southwestern part of Nigeria was still, moderately, secured compared to, the north and the eastern part of Nigeria. So insecurity actually came second for us. But the major thing was the trust, the believing in us, because they really don't want to lose, their money. So that was actually the major challenge we have. People not actually trusting us at first.
I can definitely imagine because, like you mentioned, there were also other people that had probably brought up those kinds of ventures, but they were not credible. and they were not people of integrity. So that could have easily resulted to people having a bit of trust issues. Um, Before I take the next question, someone in the comments was saying, is it easy for someone to practice like proxy farming from another country? I'm presuming that this person asking this question is not within Nigeria. So, like, want to ask you that question: is it easy for someone that is from a different country to also sort of practice proxy farming within Nigeria? That's the person's question.
Yeah, is actually easy because that's what we do. All right, we have the clients we have. Well, most of our clients are abroad. All right, and what we do, that's what we do for them here. We have clients that we have clients in Canada, in Ireland, in America, and we have some clients, those that have 100 acres, 50 acres, 40 acres, because over time we have actually proved ourselves, in terms of its integrity, in terms of trust, to them. There is this client that we have, she's in America. She has about 40 acres with us, and she has not been here before. It's because it's what we have been doing over time. So is very, very possible, because that's what we do, and we have managers, agronomists, that have been with us, for over the years, that actually manage our clients' farms for them. So it's very, very possible.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. Can you sort of share, like, let's say, like a success story of maybe one in out of the numerous people you guys have worked with? Many people still see this farming practice as outdated or unprofitable. So can you sort of share like a success story?
Okay. We we have several success stories anyways, because a lot of people, what why they go into business, is actually to make profit. All right. There was this client that because what we do generally is, on the first day of every month that our client's investment is due, we send
Okay.
a message to them that, okay, this month is your due month. Your investment is due this month, and all of that. So when we paid that person, she was like, because she's in the UK, she was like, that we didn't even run after you. That actually got me. So I would like to introduce another person to you. So she introduced another person to us. You get what I'm saying? Another of
Yeah.
our clients. I can say a plenty of success stories, because it's not what we didn't start today. We've been on this journey for a while. So another person that he was like, oh, my cousin said, he was telling me that when we paid him, he was telling the cousin that, oh, beautiful. Oh, I have to do more, because this is real. All right. Even the testimonies of farmers, because we train farmers generally. Now they can produce more cassava on their farms, because by the virtue of training that we have had with International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, that's IITA, in Ibadan, here in the southwestern part of Nigeria. So we train them on how to increase their yield and all of that, and so many more like that.
Wow. Wow. I like the fact that you talked about that you guys are not just farming in proxy for people. We are also empowering farmers. And so now speaking about farmers, how is like proxy farming shifting the narrative for both, farmers and non-farmers?
Okay, beautiful. That's a good question, because our core is empowerment, because
Mm,
we have seen the plight of local farmers. Let me give you this gist. There is a place that we have a farm. All right. Okay, if I mention the name might sound very odd to you, because
okay.
but let me keep the name. All right. Anyway, we're a local government in Ogbomoso, southwestern part of Nigeria. They don't have access to potable water. Do you know the water they
Mm,
drink? They drink muddy water. During dry season, they don't have water. You can check our page for all, and you want to actually understand what we say when we're sharing with a prospect, that is willing to do about 1,500 acres with us. When I shared their plight, because they had to come, their team came to the farm to actually see for
Mm,
themselves. Because when I sent videos to them, they were like, "Oh, for real? Okay." Well, when they started, because they you can imagine, people traveling for about 4 hours before they can take their bath, because before they can bathe. You get what I'm saying?
mm,
So there is
yeah.
another one that had a 3 week old baby. Because of what the baby sucked in the breast, of the kind of water the baby sucked from the breast, they lost that baby. All right. So what I'm trying to say is we are actually big on that. All right. Because narrative generally for us is how to, number one, to empower the local farmers.
Yeah.
How do we empower them? And that's what we have been doing in terms of training. We train them so that they can make more money. All right,
Mm,
make more income. All right, because
yeah.
when you're trained to actually plant and then to increase your yield, you actually make more money. And in terms of livelihood, that's why I painted the whole scenarios of not having potable water. What we are doing for them is to sink bowls for them, so that their livelihood can actually be changed. And on our farms as well, we give them jobs. You have the clearing jobs, the
Yeah.
the, the stomping jobs, plowing. At times they may not want to use a tractor, so that they can come and use their hoes to actually make wages and heaps, so that they can actually have money. Do you understand? So the
Mm,
weeding operations, they are the ones that actually do it for us. But it's all about how we can create a lasting prosperity, to change that narrative of, oh, I planted cassava this year, and what I got was so small that I didn't actually make so much. So we train them so that they can actually have more yield, that would actually in turn become income, for them. Right now we have started processing. So we are looking at,
cool.
okay, how do we actually bring all the community members into all of this, so that they can actually move on, which we have actually started.
Mm, fantastic, fantastic. So someone in the comments is also asking if you guys are just only into crop production or you do livestock production as well, or just crop production.
Yeah, it's crop we
Okay,
major
just
on
crop.
for now. Crop,
Okay.
just crop farming. Yeah.
Mhm. That's fine. That's fine. So, can you also sort of share in what way that this proxy farming model has sort of helped in terms of like productivity and income for local farmers?
Okay, like what I've said, there is what we call in-grower scheme. All right,
Okay.
that's when you have your own farmland. Because we started with 10 acres, now we are doing more than 2,000 acres, and it's still counting. All right, so there's what you call in-grower scheme, where you clear for farmers, bring them on your farm. So when you can apportion about maybe a hectare or 2 hectares, depending on their capacity. All right, so
Yeah.
give them inputs and all of that. So they do that, so that they can actually their income can be increased, so that they can send their children to school and all of that. And there's what we call outgrower scheme, whereby farmers have their own farms. All right, so you
Mm,
visit their farm and all of that. Because what we are looking to do in terms of our production, we ran a pilot project on cotton production, because the narrative has been, oh, cotton doesn't do well in the southwestern part of Nigeria. The north is actually known for cotton and all of that. So we are looking at is actually organic cotton. So we are looking at, okay, how do we actually, create another model for farmers so that they can, because they are not used to planting cotton. So we are
Mm.
shifting the narratives, in the aspect of that corporate social responsibility, social impact, general. We don't get so much from them. And like I said, the processing that we are doing, we are what we are trying to do for them is, let's run a backward integration and
Okay.
bring your cassava to us. All right. So because the middlemen actually exploit the farmers, even the vehicle owners, they make more in 20 minutes than a farmer that has toiled,
Mm.
for the whole season. So we are cutting that off for them. So they bring their cassava straight to us. We buy it at a better price. So we are doing a whole lot. We may not have time to actually delve deeper into it. So I'll just touch it on the peripheral. So we are doing a whole lot in the local community.
Fantastic, fantastic. So for anyone that's sort of listening to us that will sort of want to learn about, let's say, like your transparency and accountability, how does Farm Fixers ensure transparency and accountability in managing farmlands on behalf of their clients?
Okay, all right. This is what we do. Once you seek the far interest to get the land from us, because it's a farm estate we are building, where you will have,
Oh,
someone from outside the country as a neighbor. Do you understand? Someone
mm,
maybe from Canada, from US, from Lagos as a neighbor. So that's what we are actually trying to do. So once you get that farmland from us, you send us your details, and we send to you your deed of assignment, your the coordinates of the land.
mm,
If you actually want to back check, even before you get the land, what we advise our people or prospects or client to do is you can check from the Ministry of Lands if
yeah.
the farmland you're buying is under government acquisition or not. So most of our clients, do that because we advise that, so that they can be rest assured, because a
Course,
lot of
yes.
people have beaten their fingers before. Let me say, have got their fingers burnt before, and they will not want to do that again. So we advise that, it's just about, okay, let us be transparent with you. We are no pressure. We are not forcing you to do what you don't want to do. And once we start land cultivation for you, we send pictures and videos of your farmland at every stage of
Oh,
farming, at every level of cultivation.
mhm.
We do that for you. And like I said earlier, at the first month, at the moment the tenure of the crop we are planting for you ends, the month you are taking your return, we will send you a message on the first day that this is your due month. That okay, because we pay our client at the end of every month. So we do that for them, and we make sure we pay on time. We have that track record. Is what you two can back check. I can send some of our clients numbers to you, so that you two can actually back check all of these things. And if there is any maybe delay, maybe from our off takers and all of that, we send a message ahead, so that so that that, okay, there is a reason why your ROI is being delayed.
Fantastic, fantastic. So someone also in the comments is asking, the person is saying, is land acquisition best done by individuals or it's done by you guys? Like, I want to believe that you guys are sort of like the intermediary between the community where the land is and your clients, or the lands are acquired by the individuals. Someone is asking on the comments.
Okay, this is what we do. Even our state government, they are in support of what we do, because we breathe
Okay.
life, into the
Mm,
community. So what we do is we acquire the land from the community, because since what we are doing there is legal, is farming, and
Mm,
we want
yeah.
to is actually to, I mean, to add to the GDP of our nation, Nigeria, and to add to the
Yes.
GDP of Oyo State, by
Yes.
and large. You understand? So we get the land, we acquire it because we know there is a rigor,
Mm,
in acquiring land, from in local parlance now, omonile, So we
yeah.
go through that rigor on we get it from them. All right. So that's what we actually, sell to our clients because we don't want them to go through that rigor, especially, once you don't know a terrain, it will be
That's
difficult
awesome.
for you to navigate. All right. And we have been there. We have a relationship with all of them. We've been there for more than 10 years. So it's
Yeah.
just to give them a soft landing. So that's why we do all of this.
Mm, fantastic. Fantastic. So, what role would you say technology is playing in terms of like effectiveness and scalability of proxy farming through farm fixers?
Okay, that's the in theme ancestor. Any 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 agri company, you
Yeah.
understand? Because some people say we are agri-tech company and they don't actually deploy technology. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, you would you will walk like an elephant and earn like an ant. All right, because
Mm,
technology is shifting a whole lot, a whole lot, a
yes.
whole lot. We call it in farm fixers, we call it moving from muscles to machines. Moving from
Mm,
muscles to machines because your muscles will be weary when you see work. Let me
yeah.
give you an instance. About 8 years ago, there was a project we wanted to do for a company, and we needed to map out 250 hectares. All right.
Mm,
And normally the surveyor will tell you, oh, this will spend 250, I mean 2 weeks to actually, you know what 250 hectares is?
it's a
2.5
lot.
acres make an yeah, 2.5 acres make an hectare. So it means that
Mm,
2.5 multiplied by 250. That's a whole lot, right? So
yeah.
surveyor was like, okay, this it will take 2 weeks for surveyor normally. They are pulled inside the bush and all of that. You know, they have to walk and walk. But we we deployed a drone just on a spot.
Mm,
What would have taken a surveyor or a surveying company 2 weeks, we did it under 45 minutes.
wow.
So
Wow.
you can the videos and pictures are on our Facebook page. That's I think about 8 years ago or so. So the it took us just 45 minutes to do that. So
Mm,
well, if we're talking agriculture, you can't separate or technological aspect or technology can never be overemphasized is
yes.
an integral part of agriculture. All right,
Yeah.
because drones we use for crop monitoring.
Yeah.
You use it to monitor the health of the crop. There is a
Yeah.
drone that can actually carry 20 liters of herbicides. All right,
Yeah.
20 liters
Yeah.
of herbicides, and there is what we call precision agriculture. All
Culture.
right.
Yes.
So that will it will spray, it will apply, it will run fertilization accurately in such a way that no portion we have excess of fertilizer, no portion
Mm,
we have excess of herbicides compared to
mm,
human labor, muscles, let me call it muscles, deploring
yeah.
of muscles. They will tell you that whatever I say to you is out of experience. They will tell you that we tried spraying that portion, but we didn't know how we missed it, and that will actually tell on your costing. All right, because once you miss a
Yeah.
portion of your farmland where you have crops, once the weeds start overtaking, your farmland, it will affect the growth because
Yeah.
which will contain nutrients with the crop. You understand what I'm saying? In precision agriculture, when you deploy a drone that can actually take 20 liters of herbicides or fertilizers, he sprayed it, and climate change is a big
Yeah.
issue. So
Yes. Yes.
once you have excess of fertilizer or herbicides at the spot, once it's emitted, it affects the ozone layer as well, and it affects the soil structure. But don't let me
True.
go deeper into that. Maybe some other time. Technology is an integral part, all right,
Mm.
of agriculture. You can't
Yeah.
separate it as we speak.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
I even now we have an app anyway, which we have done for about 4 years
Mm.
now. We have an app
Oh,
where
that's good.
you can actually use on the website and all of that. Trying to like make it a big, comprehensive, so that it can actually accommodate more information.
Wow, that's really good. Thank you so much for highlighting and just sharing how precision agriculture is making agricultural practice more effective and efficient, as well as even productivity. So imagine just saying what would have taken the surveyor almost 2 weeks. You guys were able to do it in like 45 minutes. So thank you for sharing that real life scenario. So my next question to you today is, if someone
Wow.
listening today wants to get involved either as a farmer or as an investor or as a partner, what steps should they take to begin with farm fixers?
Okay, all right. What they need to do is just send us their email, and we forward a Google form to them where they can actually fill their details, and we take it from there. We start engaging them from there, and we'll see what they are willing to do with us, and if partnership or they want to invest and all of that. So it's as simple as that.
Okay, fantastic. Do you mind just sharing your website link, www.farmfixers? What exactly is your website?
Okay, www.farmfixers.com.
Okay, so I'll put
www.farmfixers.com or farmfixers.com. And our
okay.
Instagram is farm_fixers.
Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to add that to
Uh,
the chat for our listeners to be able to access you guys easily. So this would be like my final question to you today. Looking forward, what's like your bold vision for farm fixers, say within Nigeria and even by and large Africa for the next 5 to 10 years, and how can young people be part of this?
is our vision is actually to go beyond food security, all right,
Mm,
but food sovereignty, where every African or where every single African can have more than enough food to eat. Once they have, they can share. That's food
mm,
sovereignty. All right. When you talk about food sovereignty, because that's our goal from the
mm.
word start. That okay,
Yeah.
how can an African have food in surplus? When they are full, they can share. You know, when in Nigeria, when he or she is full, he can share. And every agro processing company, they have more than enough. When they can produce for Nigeria, they can export, because
Mm-hmm.
security is just, oh, we have in abundance within the country, or when a person can, okay, this is good for me. But sovereignty is when you have more
Yeah.
than enough. Do you understand? So when a company can actually, process, all right, for the country, and they can actually export. When an African can have more than enough, and he can share with people around him. When in Nigeria, a Nigerian can have more than enough food, and he can share. So that's majorly, our goal, and what we are doing, so that youth can actually be involved, because in the past, They never saw it as a profitable venture. When we
Yeah.
started, it wasn't profitable, so to speak. They were not even ready to work with us. When you call them, say, "Oh, we agriculture, I can't go inside the bush," all right. But right now, they are the ones coming to meet us, and it's because we are making it attractive to
Yeah.
them, because of the pay, because of technology, the processing, what we are doing with processing right now. We are using automated machine lines so that the work can be easy for them if they want to actually get involved, in the value chain.
Thank you so much, Mr. Taiwo. It's been such a delight just having you on the podcast today and having you share about the commendable work you guys are doing at FarmFixers. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise and insights with us today.
All right. You're very welcome. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. So, guys, thank you for staying from the beginning of the podcast till this time. And please do reach out to Mr. Taiwo and his team. The website has been placed on the platform already. Feel free to reach out to them and connect with them. If you're interested in farming, do that. And also, please do not forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment. And thank you so much, everyone. Till the next episode, do have a pleasant weekend. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye. Thank